No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You guys are watching the Raiders Board. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports ready to answer all of y'all's questions. Now, if you're wondering why you're not on the mailbag, it's because you're not watching the live show every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Subscribe. All right, let's go to the first one coming in from Christopher Keefe. It's a super chat. Why not move Leatherwood to guard and give the 6'8" tackle we got on the practice squad? So I think you're talking about Devery Hamilton from Duke, but he's not on the practice squad, I believe, at the current moment. Now, I understand that idea. I think the more... Honestly, the better thing that I would do is put Alex Leatherwood at guard and then put Brandon Parker at right tackle. That would actually be the route I would go if that's what the Raiders want to do. Let's go to Big Time Willie. We went 3-1 in the first quarter after NFL analysts had us winning 4 games all year. We're good. X Factors, Ruggs, Renfro, Nassib, Merrick, Arnett. I don't know what you're saying by X Factors. Ruggs has been good. Renfro's been good. Nassib's been good. Merrick's been okay. And Damon Arnett's been an absolute disgrace to this team. So I'm not going to sit here and say that. But I agree with you. We're 3-1 after 4 pretty challenging games. So I'm going to be okay. Our next 4 games are pretty easy. Let's go to Anthony Morales. What up, what up, what up? Carr press conference said this L not on me with pissed off look. What do you think? Good. I like the fact that Carr's sticking up for himself. He knew the offensive line was bad. He knew that they needed to be able to block for him. So, now, did he have a few bad passes? Yes, absolutely. But it's also on the game planning, and he knows it's on the offensive line. It's as simple as that. Let's go to Jonathan. I think Gruden relied on Jacobs too heavily to dominate the first half. When that failed, it felt like he had no backup plan. You're right. Gruden's biggest problem has been he has tried to establish the run, and he continues to do the same thing over and over and over again. Instead, on all of my watch parties, I'm like, throw it with Carr, let Carr get warm, because once he gets that mojo going and that Raiders offense can get that speed going, it's really hard to stop. All right, this one's coming in now from Cody James. Move Leatherwood to guard and sign Mitchell Schwartz. That's my question. I don't even think that is a question. In terms of Mitchell Schwartz, he is a good right tackle when he's fully healthy, but there's a lot of times when people are still free agents, there's kind of a reason behind it. His is because he's not 100% healthy, but I'm starting to be okay with the idea of moving Leatherwood to guard because I'm starting to wonder if he is actually ever going to be a good right tackle. But I'm going to try to be patient. As soon as the Raiders drafted Leatherwood, the first thing I said was, it's going to be a working progress. I just didn't think it'd be this much of a progress. All right, if you guys haven't already, please go ahead, subscribe, turn on those notifications. That way you never miss a video here at the Raiders Report. Over 90,000 subs, videos every single day. And I want to be able to go out there and reward the people that are subbed and that do have those notifications turned on. Now, if you don't know how to turn on the noties, go to the settings app, scroll down and tap YouTube on your phone, tap notifications, and then turn on allow notifications. So, again, this is literally on your cellular device. Go to the settings app, do all that stuff. And now I want to reward people because a lot of times I don't think people understand. Like, I go through the comments, I see what you guys have to say. So I want to give some special shout-outs here to some people that I always see commenting on every single one of my videos. And when I say, hey, type Y for yes or type Raiders or whatever. So shout out to Raider Daggerfield, Robert Munoz, Alec Thompson, Sub-Zero Raider, JP711. I appreciate it. I see you guys always commenting, so much love to y'all. Let's go to this one coming in here from Cesar Ruiz Garcia. Time to sign Kelechi Osleme. I get that Kelechi was one time a very good guard here for this team, but he tore his Achilles last year, literally going up against the Raiders, and I believe it was like week 5. I don't know if he's 100% healthy, but he is a guard when he is healthy. I agree. It would probably be an upgrade. Well, let's go to Ray. What up, my man? I was really big on Nick Kwitkowski, but he played pretty bad last night. I'd hate to trade him, but they play just hasn't been there. How do you feel? Kwitkowski's been probably the one Raiders player that I've gotten along with the best in person and in my DMs as well. I have been a little bit disappointed in his play, but I also don't really think that the Raiders have put him in positions to succeed. He was a better fit in the last year's Raiders defense. He was actually, I think, halfway decent yesterday in coverage. Struggled a little bit in tackling, but I made a video last week about the top 5 Raiders players that I could see get traded this year at the trade deadline. Kwitkowski was on that list. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and bet on the Raiders to go ahead and beat the Bears, because I'm pretty confident this team's going to be able to get it done, you got to go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Promo code Raiders125. It's going to get you 125% deposit bonus. Now, last week, I was 3-2 on my bets, so I did pretty good. If you want to know what games I'm betting on this week, here are my 5 bets that I'm betting on this week. Now, if you want to bet on the Raiders, please go ahead and do so. If you want to bet on who's going to win the MVP, AFC West, you can do all of those things. But if you want to bet on any of the games that I have, please Let me know what you guys are doing, but you got to get the deal. Chatsports.com/Raiders, promo code Raiders125. Zornell Malone, you're next up here on the Raiders Report. Moving Leatherwood to guard and sign a free agent right tackle. As you guys can see, the amount of questions that we've already had around moving Leatherwood to guard and signing a free agent kind of goes to show where the offensive line is right now. Let's go to Jose Diaz. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Nothing more detrimental to the Raiders than Jon Gruden with a first down play call. It's the opposite of the best ally. Again, I'm not going to 100% agree with you there, but there's been times where Gruden has been pretty good, and this Raiders offense, I think, clicks when they try to play fast. When they go back to the 1990s or the early 2000s offense where they just try to pound the ball up the middle, it doesn't work, especially with this offensive line, but I hear you, believe me. So after the Raiders lost their first game, I kind of thought it was funny in the idea where you went on social media and you would have thought that the Raiders just lost, I don't know, they would have just lost 10 games in a row. We're 3-1. We've beaten good teams, but I'm genuinely curious because how many games do you think the Raiders are going to win this upcoming season? Last week when I asked this question, I saw 13s, 14s, 12s. Those were basically the main answers. Now, I'm curious to see where you guys fall on this one. I mean, I really think that they can beat the Bears, they can beat the Broncos, they can beat the Eagles, you can beat the Giants. Like, even if you lose one out of those games, 6-2 is pretty impressive. Now, you still need to be able to finish the season strong, and the end of the season schedule is definitely much tougher. But I'm curious what you guys have to say. How many games will this Raiders team win? Let's go to Miguel. How about we trade for Andre Dillard and move Leatherwood to guard? Or you're talking about Dillard and move him to guard. You're not going to move Dillard to guard personally. You're going to probably keep him at tackle. Now, I get that Dillard isn't really happy in his current situation with the Philadelphia Eagles. He is a left tackle, but I don't really think that would be the deal that the Raiders end up pulling off. Christopher, Mitch, I see another 3 or 4 wins in the next 4 games. Let Carr cook. You're right. I want to see Derek Carr throw the football. Let's get Derek in that long hair. Let him cook, man. Let him sling the ball around. But I'm with you. I see 3, maybe 4 wins. Let's go to Alexander. What up, my man? Mitch, I was at the game. It seems to me that when Jacobs was given the okay to play, Gruden forced it too much the entire first half. Yeah, I also think just Gruden had a game plan. It didn't go well, and instead of being able to adjust, he just stuck to his game plan, where I will give the Raiders credit. They made an adjustment in the third quarter. The issue is you can't make your adjustments in the third quarter. You have to see something's not working and be able to change it a little bit quicker than the third quarter. Let's go to Matthew. Wow, I thought that was Matthew Boner. I'm not going to lie to you. Arnett needs to go because every play, it seems like he's giving up acres of land for the receivers. Now, Damon was bad again in this one. And he's kind of lucky because there was one play in this game where he was matched up one-on-one with Mike Williams. Williams got off the block really quick and went upfield. Luckily, Herbert missed him, or else it would have been like an 82-yard touchdown. But Arnett's dealing with a groin injury right now. We'll see if we get any more update on him, but I don't really anticipate him playing this week. Grace Jennings, who is an offensive guard the Raiders could sign? #Raiders. I would probably say the 3 most likely players at the offensive guard position. Number 1's probably Forrest Lamp, just because he's got some connections in the past with the Chargers. And then I'd probably go with Nick Easton and Joe Dahl. Those would be the guys. David DeCastro, I don't think he's 100% healthy. If he is, it changes my answer. Or J.R. Sweezy. So this is perfect. Shout out to Marsh for making this on the fly. Name a lineman that the Raiders should go out and sign right now. The majority of these questions have been around how can we fix the O-line, because the offense, I think, is there, and the defense is there. The only missing part is this O-line, and if you can put that together, it's going to be a good-looking football team. Let's go to Alex Thompson. What's the status of Kelechi Osleme? The spelling of Kelechi Osleme is it's unbelievable for this one, Alex. The status on him is the NFL teams still do not 100% know how healthy he is. Now, maybe he gets an invite and maybe he gets a workout, but the fact that a player that is as talented as Osleme is still a free agent, that tells me that he's not 100% healthy. Let's go to Gonzo Schwitzcock. Sign Todd Gurley for a backup running back. No. You have Kenyon Drake. You're spending enough money on him. Use him. If Jacobs isn't healthy, rest him. Put out Kenyon Drake, and if Peyton Barber's still banged up, Trey Regis is there. All I'm saying is if you're going to spend that much money on a RB2 and Kenyon Drake, you better use him. What up, Philippe? The pass game is so good, we need to establish the pass to get the run package off the field, then start some draws and play actions. I actually couldn't agree more with you. I mean, I actually take a playbook out of what the Chargers did yesterday where they threw the ball first, and then they would do some of these draws or they would do some late-round plays where it's like, okay, we're going to be able to run because our pass game is so effective. What Gruden's doing is he's trying to run to set up the pass. If you can't run the ball, don't run it. Pass to then set up the run. Let's go to the next one coming in here. Bring back Donald Penn. I don't see Donald Penn coming out of retirement. Again, I know that Penn said that he would come out of retirement. However, let's just face it, y'all. He's 36 years old, and I just don't see that happening. Now, if I didn't get to your question, you guys can always hit me up on Instagram, and I encourage people to do so. I mean, I know we get a lot of questions on here. I mean, we got 900 people watching live. It's hard to get to every single one of them, but if you message me, if you follow me on IG, I promise you I will get to your question. I will answer it. I will be able to talk in the DMs. Just sometimes you got to be a little bit patient with me. Let's go to Jesus Raider Boyd Bracamont. I don't know. Hell of a picture, though. Don't get me wrong, Mitch. I like Richie Incognito, but it really makes no difference if he's not on the field playing, just saying. I mean, it definitely makes a difference. I mean, the fact that he hasn't been out there has definitely hurt this offensive line. It's hurt our depth, but we're starting to get into a scenario here where we actually have to figure out whether or not Incognito is ever going to be able to play. I get that he's on IR, and he's going to be able to come off IR in Week 6, but it wouldn't surprise me if we don't see him until Week 9 because the Raiders' Week 8 bye. But if he doesn't start playing, I mean, you actually have to consider just cutting him and letting him go. B-Rabe, what up? With the injuries at cornerback, what direction do we go to patch it? I actually got this coming up here if you're watching this live, but I could just see the Raiders promoting some guys on the practice field or going out and maybe signing 2 guys who are free agents like Devontae Bosby, who the Raiders already did, and then another name that's just escaping me right now. Regardless, you guys will be seeing it here in a little bit. I can't think of the other name that I was thinking of, but Bleedy Wren. Yeah, Bleedy Wren Wilson. 2 names that I think the Raiders could go out and get if they want a corner. Zachary Rars is going to be the last one on this mailbag, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the next segment. If I didn't get to your question, don't worry. We got another mailbag coming up. What up, Zach? What happened to Gruden trying to run out the clock at the end of the first half, only to have to punt it back to the Chargers to give up another 7? I don't know, man. I don't have an answer for you. I think the play calling, everything in that first half of football was an absolute disgrace from Gruden's standpoint, from the play calling standpoint, and really from the execution standpoint.